to the Mind Shift Movement Podcast with your host, Alan Johnson. On this podcast, Alan will be sharing with you empowering, effective, and actionable knowledge within the health, fitness, and mindset space to help you make the progress and growth that you desire from your life so you'll become the very best version of you, physically, mentally, and emotionally. So now, get ready to dive into today's episode.
Hey everyone, and welcome to this episode of the Mind Shift Movement Podcast with me, your host, AJ. And on this episode, I'm going to be speaking about F your six packs, try not to swear now, and don't be obsessed with them as well, right? So basically, the other day I posted up a photo on Facebook and on Instagram of me along the seafront with my family. Okay, so it's a photo of me pushing the pram with my newborn son, Sonny, who turned 8 weeks old today at the time of recording this podcast. And one of my family members actually commented on there saying, basically, what's happened to your six-pack? You're getting a dad body. Let me know if you've ever had that before. Or the other way around, like mummy tummy, whatever else. And it kind of just made me laugh. And it was kind of a realization that, do you know what? Like, in my 20s, I used to be, like, obsessed with having a six-pack. You know, being able to walk along the beach or, you know, out with my mates and think that I'm the one in the best shape because I've got abs showing. Do you know what I mean? And, it's not the way I want to live anymore, you know. At the time of having this obsession, I was actually working with a nutrition company and I was just drinking, you know, sometimes 3 or 4 shakes a day, as well as drinking this fat burning tea. And it wasn't a healthy way to lose fat or even achieve a six pack. You know, I wasn't going the right way about it. It wasn't healthy. And since then, I've achieved six packs and stuff. But ultimately, I used to just give up so much to be in that position. You know, like going out for meals with family and friends, and even like nights out with friends as well, and being very obsessed with what I could and couldn't eat. Very obsessed with training 6 or 7 times a week, sometimes even twice a day. You know, it was just an obsession, and it wasn't a healthy relationship with how I looked, okay? And I think so many people, you know, suffer with that relationship with how they look. And it might not be something that you want to share as a comment on this Facebook Live, or, if you want to private message me about anything that's going on with your mindset around how you look, and how it maybe negatively affects you on a day-to-day basis, then I'm more than happy for you to DM me privately. So, you know, the thing is right now, look, I'm not in the best shape of my life, okay? And that's absolutely fine with me. And I'm not going to make excuses. Like, I just feel happy as I am, how I look. It's not bothering me. It's not getting me down. You know, as long as I feel happy within myself, that is the main thing. It just ain't about walking around with six packs, you know, 24/7, 365. It's not about that anymore for me. You know, I'm still training regularly. I'm still eating pretty well, like 80% of the time, maybe 70% at weekends. And for me, you know, it's about happiness and life balance over six packs these days. And now, you know, having a family to look after and having that precious family time, and, you know, having a business to build alongside the family life as well. That's more important to me, is, you know, spending time with my family and helping people improve themselves, whether that be physical or mentally. That's what's more important to me than walking around with a six-pack. So, will I ever have a six-pack back? You know, maybe one day, but for me right now, it's definitely not a priority. I don't have any visions of me doing any shows or anything like that. So that doesn't really interest me. It never has. I really respect anyone that does bodybuilding shows, but it's just personally not for me. Like I say, that might change one day. Who knows? And in the near future, I'm probably very likely going to be lowering my body fat a little bit because I've probably gone a bit too strong during the lockdown, a bit more relaxed. But like I say, I'm happy as I am with my body and my health right now. If I ever feel about if how I feel about myself ever changes, then I'll have to make the changes necessary to improve those feelings about myself, right? And that's what we have to do. So how do you personally feel about a six-pack? Have you ever been obsessed with them like how I used to be? And even right now, not even about the six-pack, like have you ever been obsessed with a certain body, a body shape, body figure, where you've just been so obsessed with it? Has that ever occurred to you within your life? And how did you deal with it? Or maybe are you still having to deal with it right now? Ask yourself those questions, and if you want to reach out to me, that's absolutely fine. And what I will say is look, whatever goal you have in any area of your life, you have to be patient to win. So forgetting about the six packs, just focusing on the goals that you have right now in all areas, not just your fitness, not just your health, not just your body, not just how you look, in any area of your life. You have to be patient. Like I had someone that's been coming to my boot camp. They've literally been coming like 2 weeks, and they feel better. They're enjoying the environment. They've got more energy. They're eating better because there's accountability involved. But they've been saying about they've not gained much muscle yet. And I had to just bring them back down to reality and say, look, you have to be patient. You have to be on point with your diet and your training long enough to be able to get the results you're looking for. End of, period. You can't rush the process. So you have to be patient, whether your goal is fat loss, muscle gain, or your work or your business goals, your education goals, your relationship goals, whatever it is, you have to be patient to win, guys. And that is it from this episode. If you have any ideas in mind of any content that you'd love to hear from me, then please DM me on social media. I'd be really grateful for you to do that. And if you wouldn't mind as well, just please make sure that you subscribed to the podcast so you don't miss out on any episodes. Please leave a 5-star rating and a review as well if you feel it worthy, guys. I really, really appreciate it. That is it from this episode, and I'll catch up with you on the next episode, guys. Take care.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Mind Shift Movement Podcast with Alan Johnson. Make sure you join Alan's free Facebook community group, the Mind Shift Movement Podcast Community. Please support the show by clicking subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Share this episode with at least one friend that would benefit from it, and share the episode on your social media stories. Please go and leave us a 5-star review to help us reach out to more potential listeners, and we really look forward to bringing you the next episode.